Thank you for agreeing to have this interview. I was very much looking forward to it. I heard a lot about you over the years. If you don't mind, wouldn't mind telling me like two, three formative or transformative experiences in your life leading to now. So which experiences would you choose as kind of the main events of your internal life?
Yeah, I'd say that the watershed moments always involved other people and interactions that I've had and people that I was fortunate enough to cross paths with. So starting with my teenage years and maybe even young adult years, when I spent some time with a man who had been a family friend,
Mhm.
and my interactions with him were seemed ordinary, but became less and less ordinary the more I got to know him. And then people that I got to know after that, and uh, smoking marijuana and taking psychedelics, realizing that there was a whole nother possibility.
Mhm.
And then experiences in meditation, which were very difficult for me and challenging for me at first to even sit still. But then as I came to recognize the importance of it and be able to do that, it's some experiences there. But in terms of if you're asking about uh, what you might call supernatural or esoteric experiences, I would minimize those to say that uh, the experiences that I've had that have been most profound are have been in ordinary life and things that I've done and seen and in other than ordinary ways, and the profundity of those experiences have affected me probably more than anything that I've had that have could be considered serendipitous or magical or like that. Like this is all pretty magical right now, what's been happening.
Yeah. Well, if so, let me just probe a little bit more into it. If you kind of choose the relationship you had with the man, the family friend that you spent time with in your teenage years, um, can you think of a moment or an event when you realized that he was a mentor, a spiritual mentor for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Uh, a moment, a moment would be challenging, but I do remember uh, growing up in New York and being relatively arrogant, maybe very arrogant, uh, being involved in gambling and uh, quasi illegal things that I was successful at, and feeling confident and bringing that confidence into my interactions with him, thinking that we were peers and
Uh-huh.
pretending that we were peers. And
How old, what was the age difference between you?
he was probably 40 and I was 20.
Okay.
And so about that time, starting to feel like maybe that wasn't the case, but fighting it within myself that sure, this is just another guy who knows a lot of stuff. And I don't know if it happened in a moment, but I do remember it happened, that I did recognize that he had a different state of being than I did. He had capacities that I didn't have. He had understandings that I didn't have. He had wisdom that I didn't have, and I was able to do something with him that I had never been able to do, which is maybe come under him a little bit.
Hmm.
When always in my life it was a battle to get here and being willing to settle for here, but
Uh-huh.
never here.
So would you you mean you actually recognize that it was your right place to be somewhere below?
Yes. Yeah, yeah, it was right, and then it became delightful and delicious, and a love affair.
So that was a very new experience for you in relationship with another person.
That was a completely revolutionary experience for me to meet, to not be competitive with someone. Yes.